Hello, my friends. Welcome to the Through the Eyes of George YouTube channel. Today, what we're going to talk about is the due process of law, and later in this video, we're going to talk about the CIA. Now, the due process of law was constructed in our country during George Washington's time in our founding documents, which states and is the fair treatment in a normal judicial system here in America. Now, there are many laws that have been made since then surrounding due process of law, but essentially it's innocent until proven guilty. Intelligence and evidence, substantiated and corroborated, is gathered to present a case on both sides to a judge, and then a solution is made afterwards. Now, if you have a problem or I have a problem with somebody, it's always best to keep it private and go to that person and ask them in a way that you can get your voice heard. And if you can't, you can have witnesses or mediators to come in and help figure out a solution to that circumstance. That is essentially what the court system is. Two people have an issue with somebody, they have witnesses, they have a judge or a mediator discuss all the evidence and substantiated intelligence that is gathered, and then they come up with a solution depending on which evidence is major in that case or has more profound conclusion. Now, in George Washington's Rules of Civility, rule number 69 is very pivotal in today's culture, in this guilty until proven innocent. And I talk about this because of the Judge Kavanaugh nomination process. Now, for those of you who don't know, there was a case against him, or an allegation against him of him doing something to a young lady when they were teenagers 30-something years ago. Now, there is a lot of substantial corroborated evidence on Judge Kavanaugh's side, and there are incoherent, unsubstantiated evidence with no witnesses on the other side. And I'm not saying that either side is right or not, but in the realm and context of due process, if you have an issue, you bring it to the courts or to a mediator of some kind and figure out a solution to get what you need. George Washington would not want someone to wait 30, 40, 50, 10, 12 years, whatever it is, of whatever the circumstance that it is with you, your family members, your lover, your classmates, your boss, to get your case heard. George Washington and the founders made due process to get opinions and circumstances heard, to get things fixed, and then to move on and be adults. And in this book here, Rules of Civility by George Washington, Rule 69, it says, "If two contend together, take not the part of either unconstrained, and be not obstinate in your opinion in things to which you are indifferent. Be a part of the major side." If you have substantial corroborated evidence in a court of law, you will most likely win if it's compelling evidence. Now, if you just have hearsay, uncorroborated, no witnesses, you most likely, depending on the situation, will not win that case. Now, the case against Judge Kavanaugh, George Washington would be horrified. He would be disgusted with the fact that people in America are not giving Judge Kavanaugh, quote unquote, his day in court. Even though that's not a court and there is no judge to hear both sides of what happened 30-something years ago, look at the evidence. Now, in speaking about the CIA, which was founded in the year 1947, its predecessor was the Office of Strategic Services, which was founded in the year 1942, was essentially an intelligence gathering, an evidence gathering agency. And they do other many things, but a major arm of the CIA is intelligence or evidence gathering to state their case against certain people or certain countries in a court case, I guess you could say, to keep it simple. Now, if the CIA came to a court or a judge and said, hey, we have this evidence that's unsubstantiated, no witnesses, but we feel that this is needs to be prosecuted and there needs to be heavy consequences. How would the CIA look? That wouldn't look too good for our country's leading intelligence gathering agency. George Washington knew that. In this book by Brian Kilmeade, George Washington's Secret Six, this is a phenomenal book. This is a book about the predecessor before the OSS, before the CIA. It was a group of 6 people called the Kopler Spy Ring that gathered evidence. They were citizen spies. They had elaborate backstories. They had dead drops. They had secret encryptions or secret codes to come up with evidence and gather intelligence to make a case for certain things or to deceive the enemy back in the American Revolution era. Now, without the Kopler Spy Ring, we very well may have not won the war of independence for America. Now, Benedict Arnold in that time and Major John Andre committed treason. Benedict Arnold was hurt. His feelings were hurt, and his opinion and his emotions, because emotions have no basis in a court of law. They are just what you feel. In the context of a court of law, emotions are important. I'm not saying that they're not. But in a court of law, emotions don't matter. It's the evidence. Now, Benedict Arnold was very hurt of some things that happened to him. And so he decided to try to give West Point over to the British. And if he would have succeeded in that, we very well may have not won the American Revolution. And Benedict Arnold escaped to England and he died in 1801. He escaped a court, or he escaped the consequences of his treason. And Major John Andre, the evidence brought against him, the witnesses brought against him, substantiated the claims that he committed treason. Now, the Kopler Spy Ring understood that if they were caught in a court of law because they were essentially betraying the British and spying, they essentially would either be put to death or be put in jail or some other consequence that would substantiate their reason for being a spy against the British, because the Kopler Spy Ring was supporting the American Revolution and reporting to George Washington. And these 6 people will forever be remembered in our intelligence gathering agencies for the bravery and the paramount duty that they did to essentially help us win the American Revolution. Now, with that being said, in the category of due process, what if your brother, your sister, your mother, your best friend, anybody, like I said before, had an accusation against them? Wouldn't you want substantiated evidence to prove that they didn't do anything? Like, how do you know, an alibi? That makes sense. Or how about physical evidence to prove that they weren't there or nothing happened? Many people, many millions of people have accusations brought against them, and they are guilty until proven innocent. And that's not how America was founded. Put yourself in Judge Kavanaugh's shoes, or in people that go to jail or prison based on an emotional reaction to getting revenge, and they're innocent. Now, I'm not saying Judge Kavanaugh is innocent, and I'm not disagreeing with the accuser of Judge Kavanaugh, but look at the evidence. Imagine what if that happened to you. Thank you for watching this video. Looking forward to the next one. Don't forget to click the notification bell and click the like button. Looking forward to talking to you soon.